I'm here. I'm quite frustrated. Let me pop this up on my computer screen real quick. How we doing? So apparently you can't. I need to put a pillow on this chair. Hold on. So still a little low. So apparently you can't schedule a live stream on your phone and then pop it up on the computer. So I had this whole nice microphone setup and this whole little set outside that was going to be all nice, and it didn't work. So hold on, pop this up. Oh yeah, there we go. Comment section is popping off. How do I full screen the comment section? Oh yeah. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. We're at Skydive Elsinore in Southern California, and I'm here to answer your questions from atop my pillow throne. Oh yeah, and I'm officially becoming a skydiver, which is cool. David Taylor says I'm late. I know, Dave, and I'm sorry about that, and I'm sorry I disappointed my audience, but that's okay. Canyon's in the chat. Canyon, I'm sorry. I just want to apologize to everyone for being a 4, maybe 3 minutes late. But David Rose. Hello, David Rose. Hi, Mark Frazier. Can you make it home before the live stream ends? You better. Yeah, so where are we right now? Give a little update, and then we can answer some questions. So start firing some questions off in the chat. And Ross says 3 minutes. How could you? Dude, I don't know. I'm sorry. Start firing off some questions in the chat, but let me first tell you all what I'm doing here. Can everyone hear me, by the way? I got the ear pod thingies in. Should be good. You might hear some dirt bikes in the background. There's a dirt bike track over there. Anyway, we've officially. Oh, Guile says, "Yep, awesome." Yeah, so we've officially made it to Team Fly Halo Land, and I'm here with Jason Lahell, who is a filmmaker, and loud and clear, who is a filmmaker and a skydiver and a paramotor pilot. Hi, Jillian. And the goal was to skydive, do my first jump course, FJC. Well, hi, Monica. I'm not a skydiver quite yet. I've skydived, but I don't have my license. Do the first jump course, film it all really nice, and the big thing that was awesome for me is we had this guy named Joe Jennings, who's a friend of Jason because he's a filmmaker and knows a bunch of people in Hollywood. Film it with if anyone knows about cinema cameras, he filmed it with a red dragon on his helmet, which weighs like 25 pounds, and it's in 4K in 120 frames per second, and the speed mullet, made all the difference. I looked amazing. But we did that 2 days ago, and I've been here since Saturday afternoon. And I'm trying to skydive again. I'm trying to get my level 2 jump. And I'm excited for that, but I've been weathered out for the past 2 days. Derek said I thought he started playing hockey. I should start playing hockey. I look like I could get into a Tilly. But every morning I go over to the school and I say, hey, I want to be on the first load for students. And then 9 a.m. they're like, yeah, let's do it. Go through all the emergency procedures, remember how to cut away and everything. And then I wait, and then 11:30 rolls around, and then it's too windy and there's dust devils and I can't do it. So that's been the story for the past 2 days. But I've been feverishly editing in the van, and we're working on Kooks Part 2. So I'm really excited for the second part of this. The intro is 2 minutes of almost in a journal, like a journal. I spoke it in third person. It's a voiceover again. It's an entire recap of from when I left Florida to where I am now in 2 minutes, and I think it's beautiful. And I got some like 80s synth wave over it, and then we'll get into Coops Part 2. And the other fun thing I'm working on right now is the skydiving video. The footage from the red camera is um, sexy is the right word. Incredibly attractive is another word. Yeah, I actually am a skydiver with this mullet, dude. Like, I need to get like a group photo with like the 7 or 8 other dudes out there with them. I fit right in, to be honest. I love it. But the red footage is so beautiful. The only downside to that is I was presented a file that was 53 gigabytes for my 30-second skydive. So that was crazy. All right, I'm gonna look at some comments and see what's going on. Dave says, "Keep your teeth." Got my charcoal-based toothpaste right there. Got that shit on lock. Tommy says, "I just want to say, man, your last video was very well done and very professional. Can't wait to see your future videos." Yeah, I think that was born out of seeing some new filmmakers that I hadn't been introduced to yet, who are doing different styles on YouTube, and also me not coming up with a video from Salt Lake City and feeling like I let down myself at Salt Lake City because I filmed. Oh, I got so much footage from there. I probably have 120 gigabytes of footage from Salt Lake, but there's just no story. And then just getting the voiceover style down and really going aspect ratios to convey an emotion that the way the footage looks conveys an emotion like that. That look is like nostalgic, and the black and whites. They're all different emotions. I think that's really cool. So just playing with that. When do we get to see your point of the mountain video, Jay? Unfortunately, never. I will go. Your unshaven face completes you. Yeah, I know. I just like trimmed up the bottom. Is it not looking good, Derek? Are we cut out? What was I saying? I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, just videos. Really just not trying to do anything else but my own thing. The point of the mountain video. Glenn Graham says, all good. Hi, Dad. The point of the mountain video probably won't ever come out because I got so tangled up in paragliding and meeting new people and just wanting to be on the mountain and hanging out with friends. I just lost it. I completely missed the boat there. I filmed so much. Like, I have all those flights on film, but there's no context in between at all. It just doesn't. I sat down with it for probably 6 hours and tried to make something, and I couldn't. So you'll see clips of that sporadically interspersed between things. Michael Kennedy did give my video a raving review. Rock on, bro. Okay, David Rose, as an AF actor, I want to hear about your experience. How did... Okay, let's talk about my first skydive. So, skydiving is crazy. The AFF part of it, at least from my perspective as a paramotor instructor professionally for 2 years. Because they will take anyone off the street, put you in a classroom for 8 hours-ish, and then chuck you out of an airplane with 2 instructors holding onto you, but then you have to fly the canopy and land it, having never flown anything before. And I found myself during that class preoccupied with like, oh, these people are gonna do this. Oh my gosh. I had an instructor who was an absolute legend. Her name was Young, and she was the first female instructor. I forget what that's called. But I don't know. It was like a mismatch of personality, and I was a little bit frustrated on the ground school. But once we got to the actual jump, which happened the next morning, I had a different set of instructors who were super cool. Yeah, an examiner. Yeah, there you go. And it was totally fine. What's the cat's name? What cat? Hermione, your cat. Um, we sat in the plane. Joe Jennings is across from me. He gets out on the side of the plane. I get the two instructors. I'm up on the door, and we just go through the dive flow, just like you practice on the ground so many times. And you just get out of the plane, take a breath, relax, arch, look around, and it was great. And I'm thinking I'm doing good, and I'm focusing on all my tasks. And then Joe, the legend, comes in on his back, like up from underneath us, gets like 4 feet in front of me and flips over with this camera on his head. And I'm like, that's gonna look so cool. So that was a cool part. But the big moment for the skydive, which I'll talk about at length in the video, was when on your first jump on your level 1, there's a series of things you have to do, and one of them is push your legs back so you move forward. And I had never experienced the feeling of flying your body on a tandem. I've done 4 tandems, and I pushed my feet back, and me and these 2 other people just start tracking through the air, and I'm like, oh, you can fly your body. And then it clicked for me, and then I was like, I want to do this. So we're gonna slowly do the skydive thing. I just bought a new wing, so I'm not ready to like go all in on the skydive thing as well. But hopefully, because this is close to Salton Sea, if I'm based out of Salton Sea for the winter, I can come here twice a month and do 2 or 3 jumps and get that knocked out. So I think skydiving's cool. Canopy experience compared to paramotor, skydive canopies suck. I mean, they're amazing because they open and you can land from free fall, but at least the sport canopy, the 240 square foot, I don't know what that is in meters, it's like 25 or something. One of the things they have you do is a practice flare. So you take your brakes and stuff them down to your butt. Like that would be a terrible idea on a paramotor. And to turn, they're teaching you to just like pull it down to your hip and hold. And I'm like, are you sure? They're like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. Meanwhile, on the drift air, I'm like, pinkies, body movements. Landing was fine. There's like 0 flare, but you just mash it and hold on, and I had no problem. So that was my skydive experience. J Stubbs says, sorry to hear about the point of the mountain. Currently building an LZ campsite at 8,000 feet. Next time, come fly with me there for a storyline if you would like. Okay. 8,000 feet's like so high. I don't. 8,000. Can anyone hear me? Anyone there? Connected to Bluetooth. Somebody say something if you can hear me. Okay, awesome. Oh, I touched the earbuds and killed the mic. Okay. Where was I restarting from? Oh, Jason's here. Everyone say hi to Jason LaHill.
Oh, you're on the phone.
Well, I'm on live. There's 46 people watching you.
46?
Yeah. That's
47, I'm watching now.
Yeah. You have anything to say?
No, I'm tired. Don't skydive when you're tired and you wish you'd had a good night's sleep. It's not a good idea.
Oh, what are we filming in like half an hour?
What do you want to film in half an hour?
Well, recording. Plug the podcast.
Oh, the podcast. Oh, yeah.
Jason's podcast plug right here.
Yeah, Team Fly Pod. Team Fly Pod is a podcast, and you can find it on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify. First episode went out 2 days ago, and then we're going to record with Judson in a minute. So
yeah, I'm gonna
when
do
he's
a lot
finished
talking
with you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, have fun. I'm going to just hop down to buy beers.
Oh, Jason landed beyond the beer line today, and he owes the whole skydive drop down some beer. Who is retired TSG Freeze? Please stop being mean.
See you in a minute. Do you need anything else?
No, I don't need anything, thank you. Okay, Mo Betta. Let's get back to it. What do I think of the jet paramotor? It's hilarious and kind of silly. What's the point? Where was I? Audio is back. Let me get back. Restart from 8,000 feet is so high. Somebody remind me where I was, because I lost it and we're losing viewers. Okay. We can turn this into a Q&A now, if anyone wants to drop some questions about what's going on. 8,000 feet high. Oh, 8,000 feet. Somebody said that there was a launch site at 8,000 feet that they were making, and they invited me there. And I said, you know, if I'm in the area, potentially I could go, but 8,000 feet is a high place to launch a paramotor from. It's a good density altitude. It's a very high density altitude, thin air. I know how bad the van ran up there. I can't imagine how bad the paramotors run up there. I've flown to 18,000 feet, or not 18,000, 8,000 feet, but I've never launched from 18,000 feet. EJ says, you were going to tell me when you're coming to Alaska. Alaska's really far away, and I also don't have a passport, which I need to get really bad. But I'd love to go to Alaska and Canada, like that whole swath. I want to go up there, but I need a passport to get to Alaska because you can't get the van to Alaska. Oh, Andrew says, will you be participating in the Wingman Challenge in September? Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, I'm super excited for that. I've never done any cross country remotely that intense. I think it's 12 days over 1,000 miles. It's nothing like Icarus, but it's still a super heavy cross country. I'm trying to figure out how I want to film it. It's interesting because the cross country itself, it's a race, but it's not a race. The point is that you get scored on your creativity and adventurousness. Is that a word? Your adventurousness. So if you are a day late, it doesn't matter, because, you know, if you're a day late because you went to some cool town and met some cool people and, you know, had some weird experience, that counts more towards you winning the race than being there a day early. So I'm really excited for that. I have the idea of making 5, 6, 7 individual episodes about individual days that are much more free-form, just vlogging, like, hey, we're doing this is what's going on, lots of GoPro, and then making a movie about it, like an hour-long thing. I think that would be a really cool way to look at that, but I don't know what the practicality of that is. I'm gonna have to see how intense the whole race is. Like, it largely depends on, can I bring the leg gimbal thing, because that's a whole lot of gear to schlep. Dude, Jillian's literally in the chat. She's fine. That's a whole lot of gear to schlep. Oh yeah, those 2 months are about to get. I was stoked that Eric is coming up in August until I found his gift. Okay. Yeah, I'm super excited for that. Another thing I'm super excited for. This. You may or may not have heard of Nick Radford, but I bought my XT3 from him, which is right there, a while ago. And I actually got to meet him a couple days ago because he had a coil for my paramotor and the engine went out. The ignition coil on the engine went out on my paramotor. It was dead, and he had one, and he was in the area. And he lent me this car, which is the Fuji XH1. Yeah. And the big deal with this is it has image stabilization on the sensor. I don't know if you can see the sensor moving around, but this thing is so smooth, even handheld. And my biggest complaint with the XT3 is it's just shaky all the time. So I'm trying to trade the XT3 for an XH1. If anyone wants to buy an XT3, Fujifilm, excellent camera, amazing skills, super $1,900, it's yours. You can have it, and we'll swap off, but definitely. Dave McLay asks, what is the best thing to happen to you since you started your trip? So many things. I can't put my finger on one. I would say overall, the most impactful thing so far has been falling in love with free flight. Especially because I was not in a good place with paramotoring since we lost Jeff, and I wasn't having fun flying paramotors anymore. Like I had been on a few flights out west, I had been on some flights at home, and after the funeral, I did not have a good paramotor flight for a long time. It was only until yesterday that I had a paramotor flight that I felt good on. And so I get out here and I'm trying to put all these videos together, and I'm trying to film myself flying paramotors, and I'm just scared and don't want to be in the air. And then I started free flying, and it was just this entirely new aspect of the sport. Like, Chris Santa Croce, who runs Superfly, was saying, like, you've trained to do this your whole paramotor career, but you didn't know it, and you get up doing something that feels quite a bit different from paramotoring, but it's all the same thing. You're very comfortable, and just to be able to get up, step up on Point of the Mountain, or bench up, on Point of the Mountain north side, and hang out in smooth air for 2 hours with a bunch of people, and you can turn around and chat. It's so cool. It's so cool. And that really made me remember why I like flying again. So yeah. Jersey Customs, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I think we all felt that way a little bit, and I think we gotta just, keep flying, get over the hump. Good to know that free flight is very inspiring for you. Yeah, we're going to do some more free flight adventures, especially just out of curiosity, because people are here right now live and I can just talk to a small portion of the audience. I'm going back to Crestline. Did you like the Crestline thing? Did you like those characters? Because I have part 2 coming out, and then I'm going back to Crestline for their big event called Sunday Night Flights, which is something I have wanted to go to for years, and they invited me. Do you want to see that as well? Like, would you be down for a third Crestline thing? It would be less about those people and more about the people that show up and what's going on. But okay, yeah, and people are saying, yeah, let's do that. So why not? That would be cool. What's up, Bob? Yeah. Oh, I really want to go do some wind tunnel time now that I've been skydiving. That would be super cool. It's cheaper, great fun. Yeah, the wind tunnel thing's great because skydiving, it's $1 per second basically, give or take, free falling. So it's $60 a minute for free fall experience, and it's a much lower barrier to entry in a wind tunnel. You could make an Amazon Prime series on Crestline. So the cool thing with the Crestline guys is like they're super Californian guys. They're California to the max, living in the mountains. But they're all really good pilots. Like they're all, for all their antics, they rip. Like they're good, which is awesome. And they're just out there having a fun time, and nobody's judging anyone. It's just a great vibe out there. And it was really cool to, like, I've been watching these guys fly for so long. It was really cool to meet them, and we all just like immediately clicked, and it just felt so natural and organic. I hope that comes through. Are you going to Moonshiners? I think Moonshiners is on the East Coast, right? I don't see myself driving back. I'll be honest, unless I do like a week or something on a plane to New Jersey, I don't think the next, Tennessee's far, dude. I don't think the next time I'll be on the East Coast will be until the Jersey Shore classes at the Aviator Summer Jersey Shore classes in like late July, August. That's a great time. I've been there 2 years in a row. Like so many people come out. So I'll probably fly out there, but I will definitely be in Jersey Shore for probably 2 weeks. That's so fun. Dude, keep sending them for sure. Hope his car, dude, I don't know what happened with that car. It was kind of funny. Oh, you're coming to Jersey Shore? Yes, Steve, I am coming to Jersey Shore. I really, really love, really, really love that place. It's so good. Regular car reviews, your Mr. Regular impression from the past videos is on point. Yeah, I love that channel. I don't know, there's something about his sense of humor, the sense of humor that my brother and I built. Derek says, see, they like it. The sense of humor that my brother and I had organically built together, and then that was propagated through that guy's thing, and then the fact that they're right across the bridge in Pennsylvania. So there's so many, if you watch that and you don't live in Pennsylvania or New Jersey, in that area right there, there's so many references that just go right over your head, but you'll hear something and just crack up, like I'm the first guy to the Phantom fireworks sign from the toll booth. It's like, I know exactly where that is, and that's hilarious. I do love Pennsylvania. It's a great place. Chucky's going to see your success traveling the country and flying. Lord knows he'll copy it with the sole intention of shutting down everyone's neighborhood LZ. Chucky Wright is so frustrating. And I think he's also like an accidental genius, because he is gaining traction in the paramotor segment on YouTube with people who are not paramotor pilots. That's a segment I'm trying to break out of right now from a technical aspect. Now, I'm more focused on filmmaking, storytelling, and making movies now for myself, which include flying, aerial stuff, but I don't, like, Tucker makes paravlogs, and he's the guy that makes them the best, and I don't feel a need to make them all the time. I will certainly do that in the future, but it's like I want to do something different. And yeah, I am a little bit jealous of Chucky because he has broken into that segment, and it is super infuriating because you read all these comments and it's people who don't know anything, and they're like, oh, you're so brave. Oh, this is so cool. I can't believe you do this. And meanwhile, he's flying through clouds in Class B airspace on an IFR approach like an idiot. Yeah, dude, I seriously have to get my passport. I seriously have to... yeah, Chucky is gonna end up in the water soon. Real shit. For like, yeah, he is. I do need to get my passport. I do need to change my driver's license and address and all that stuff to a state out here. I can't ride the motorcycle on the street. I take it off trails and stuff, but I don't. I gotta get that. So, you know. Hang gliding is part of the adventures for me, not my only adventure. Hang gliding seems fun. I got juked by a hang glider at Point of the Mountain. I caught the thermal. I was like the first one to bench up that day, and it's just me and this hang glider getting this thermal, and I think he got a little upset that I was in his little pocket of air and flew right up next to me, kind of came up there. I, waved, and he just like kind of shook his head and then cut right in front of me, like super sketchy. It was weird. But otherwise, hang gliders are good. All right, we're 31 minutes in to the live stream. I think we're going to take this for another 30, unless everyone leaves. But I'd like to answer some questions, and I'd like to hear some talking points thrown into the chat. That DRZ is sick. It's so sick, and it needs a doctor, literally. I dropped it going like 2 miles an hour into somebody's driveway. Like, just jumped off, it fell over, and then broke the brake handle. So the brake handle's broken off of it, and then me and one of the kooks is trying to push it into my, which is on a hill. I forget it doesn't have the front brake, and then it starts rolling, and I grab the front brake, and it's not there, and we dump it again on the side of the road, broke the mirror off, bent the foot peg, and it's fine because it's a dirt bike. It's cosmetic, but it's unrideable right now. One of the kook's friends works on dirt bikes though, so when I go there next week, they're gonna fix it up for me nice, do the oil change and everything, and put dirt tires on it finally. But yeah, that was just like a series of super unfortunate events. I'm just like, okay. What pays the bills doing this? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, Team Fly Halo is paying the large majority of the bills right now. Patreon? That sounds like the life of a dirt bike. Things happen. Yeah, especially in the trailer. It's just, it's frustrating, but I can't. It's $30 in parts. It's a handle and a foot peg. It's fine. Team Fly Halo has basically sponsored me to make an attempt at growing a YouTube channel for about a year, and then we'll reevaluate and see where it's going. And in doing that, they're providing me with laptop, new paramotors, and most importantly, in my opinion, is access to people like Jason who really know their stuff, like people with experience. Like, there's connections, because Jason's like, oh, you want to skydive? Let's film it with the guy who films skydiving. Like, I didn't even know who this Joe Jennings guy was. I'm watching a video that night about the skydiving scene in Mission Impossible, the latest one, and I'm just like, oh yeah, skydiving, cool, I just did that. And like, there freaking goes Joe Jennings out of the back of the plane with Tom Cruise, and I'm like, that guy just filmed my first. That kind of stuff. Jason's getting me in contact with a writer for movies to help me develop these storylines a little bit better. I don't know much about writing, acts, that kind of stuff. I'm just going through it. I'm literally just speaking into a microphone, trying to get that across. I'd like to be able to you know, have a little bit more formal education on that, and not necessarily write things that are scripted at all, but just have the understanding of how to build a cohesive story from somebody who does it professionally, and have access to somebody who can critique stuff like that. But yeah, then there's Patreon and YouTube, and yeah, I can hit you with a Patreon link right now. Hold on. Support the Patreon, bros. Right there. There's Patreon, YouTube, and merch sales. JudsonGraham.com for shirts. Like, check this out. Stuff. And then there's... Which, get this, is now tattooed on my friend, Dave Taylor. Chris Hunter says, how chill are your parents? Well, they're both in the comments section. So, I don't know, say something chill, Dad. Yeah, so the Patreon, like, out of curiosity, why join the Patreon? I find I struggle to ask people for things, especially monetarily, so I don't really know how to put a plug for the Patreon in the videos. I'm probably gonna just start like running an ad in the video, kind of like Van Neistat does, where he just like cuts it and it's like, a portion of this video is sponsored by the Judson Graham Patreon. Join the Patreon for exclusive behind-the-scenes footage, you know? Oh, thanks, guys. You're hyping up my parents. Go. Got them hyped up. So the Patreon is, if you want to interact with me directly, I will answer every comment that comes in there, and I try to respond to most comments, but I don't get to all of them. I also will post videos as soon as they're uploaded onto YouTube, unlisted there, so you get early access. Sometimes sometimes I might finish the video the day before it's supposed to be released because I was procrastinating, and that's what this book is supposed to help with, that Jason gave me. But I'll post that kind of stuff. I like to just throw a status update, maybe some cool photos I took. I put the uncut interview with Joe Jennings up there. It's like 40 minutes of him just talking about his entire career, which is fascinating. Stuff like that. So there's a fly. I try to post more regularly on there. It's more raw stuff. It's earlier access. It's a more direct connection with me, and you know that you're supporting me directly. Joe King says, do you miss Lake Wales yet? I miss the people there, but I do not miss Lake Wales. There's nothing going on there, and it's ugly. No offense, but like, it's flat. There's a mountain over there, and it's not even a big one, but it's sick. I flew to the top of it today. Any questions? Oh yeah, we got the Patreon link up there. You, Ryan Southwell, and Greg Anthony Harris have the best videography and storytelling, in my honest opinion. I don't think I deserve to be in that sentence with those two other filmmakers, but I super appreciate that. Ryan Southwell's in the area. I'm hoping to do some sort of collaboration with him. He's pretty great. He's a cool dude. Hey Micah, what's up? Good to see you doing some more live comment. What are you doing next? Well, tomorrow at 9 a.m., because we badgered the skydive operation, I will be jumping out of an airplane on level 2 skydive. Right now, I'm sitting in my van. As you can see, I bought a whiteboard, very exciting, and I've been scheduling my days so I don't just sit around on my phone, because I tend to do that if I don't have something telling me what to do. And the game is I write the times on it, and I try to go by the schedule, but I don't look at the schedule. It's just like as I go through the day, I'm like, ooh, I nailed that. So I wrote like 5 o'clock live stream, and we hit that. What else? What else am I doing? I don't know. Oh, I'm going to surf in San Clemente with Nick Radford on Friday. Poor guy flies through the sky like a pencil, risking his life to bring up the content 100. Honestly, dude, I think skydiving might be safe for the paramotoring. Like, you really have to mess up skydiving to, like, not be okay if you're doing, like, student jumps. Like, pretty bad. Think and Grow Rich is a great book that gets a lot of stuff into self-fulfilling aspects of success. Yeah, definitely look into that. I went shopping today, bought a bunch of stuff. I got a bunch of lemons. They're so zesty. Such a weirdo in real life. But I've been doing the whole water thing. It's quite refreshing. Oh. Any other questions? I'm excited to do this podcast with Jason in a little bit. I think that's going to be really cool. Talk about that. Ooh. Oh yeah, surfing. We're going to do that for sure with Nick Radford. Anyone want to see a surfing video? Like, there will be no flying. Well, there will probably be no flying. Yes, that's going to be me. I've surfed before too. I'm not good at it, but I can get on a wave. Anyone want to see a surfing video? Nick Radford's a really good photographer. I want a kiteboard so bad. Dude, I don't know where to do it, when to do it, who to talk to do it, but at some point I'd love to learn to kiteboard. Oh, surfing? Sounds challenging to film. Oh man. I think I'm just gonna go. I might just make like a little stupid passion project and just make it look like a 90s surf video. Like I might just do that. Let's get the Patreon going. Yeah. I might go to Torrey Pines, Mark. I flew to Boba once. Just spent 45 minutes scratching just to get to the top. Got to the top. Saw a bird and was like, I'm gonna chase the bird, there must be lift over there, and just bombed out. So that was my experience there. But definitely going back to Saboba, back to Crestline, potentially Torrey Pines. I don't have my P paragliding ratings at all, so I've just been kind of operating on the, like, I know a guy who knows a guy who says I'm good to go here, so I'm gonna just go. Perspective on risk versus reward can definitely change your outlook back to get comfortable with the motor. Yeah. No, we got a guy who's going to talk to Max Marion, and everything's going to be fine with Torrey Pines. Fundamentally, I understand the safety aspects of the motor. You know, I was really comfortable flying at Lake Wales. There is not a lot of unknown variables there. Don't fly when it's thunderstorming. Don't fly when it's thermic on the motor. Like, don't fly when it's thermic and windy. And if you're not getting picked up off the ground when you inflate the glider, you're fine. Like, that was flying at Lake Wales. Here, it's mountainous. It's just bumpy all the time. And even when it's not windy at all, it'll just be randomly bumpy. So I'm just learning to fly in a different location, and also dealing with the loss of a friend at the same time, and also dealing with traveling across the country. Just motoring kind of wasn't the risk versus reward as much. It was the mental, lots of stuff going on. What's the hardest part of van life full-time? Literally, I think transitioning my mindset from traveling in the van as travel, where there will be a destination always, i.e. go back to Florida, go back home, to this is home, and finding a sense of home in the van, and just treating it as such, making sure I keep everything organized. And then I've like not had access to towers. I think the only bummer right now is it's 94 degrees and I don't have power and I can't run my air conditioner. But otherwise, that's not that bad. It's not humid here, so it's really not. It's like I'm comfortable and it's 95 degrees out. That's the hardest part of the van. And then just driving it it's not hard. It drives fine, but then you get in literally any other vehicle and you're like, oh, this is so nice. Thanks, Mom. I hope I'm killing it. I think you and Kyle Oakley should collab. See, that could be interesting. He's such an interesting character. I haven't watched a lot of his videos. I've met him in person one time at Salt and Sea. That could be interesting. I don't know much about him other than we shook hands and was like, I know you. And he was like, I know you. Yeet. And he like was riding a scooter. That was Salt and Sea. Is anyone in here going to the Salton Sea fly-in next year? I'm very excited for that. I miss fly-ins. And is there any other fly-ins on the West Coast that I should be aware of? And should I go? If you have your tandem, I do have my tandem. You should try to get a comedian to come up with you. Comedians in paramotors with coffee, or get coffee, or so. What was that show? That would be funny, right? So there's 58 people on here. I think that's kind of crazy. Yeah, tandems are fun. I wish I had access to tandem equipment here. I think that there's a lot of opportunities to take people on a tandem and just share it. Like, even the skydive people, you know, with thousands of jumps, they're like, that seems interesting. I'd like to try that. And so I could have just had a tandem wing and spreader bars and taken them flying, and I think that would have been really cool. So definitely want to get more into tandem. Would you consider training as a side gig while out and about for a little bit of gas money? Maybe. Not really. No. Training's fun, but it's really fun when you get to do it on your own terms. So when I hung out with Nick Rochetta and Jamie and Byler, I got to instruct for like an afternoon some kiting, and that was a blast for me when you're not obligated to the next morning and gear and like all that stuff. That's fun. I think it would be tricky to train just as a side gig, equipment involved and whatnot. I am doing some training with Team Fly when I get to Northern California, which should be fun, but I'm excited about that. And then we're doing a advanced class. We're doing an advanced class now in October. It got pushed until after the Adventure Wingman thing just because the time frame didn't work. But I am really excited for that because the hope is to take, this is something I've been saying I want to do for a year or two now, is we can take the 50 to 100 hour pilot who's competent and confident, but's kind of at that intermediate stage and wants to start doing more advanced things and get them to that level and safely enable that. Derek, I don't have a guitar right now. I really want a Martin backpacker, one of those little They don't fold. It's like, it looks like this. I just drew a dick bong, but that's kind of what that guitar looks like. A paramotor podcast episode with Vela would be cool. He needs some new guests. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Mark's laughing at my dick bong. I want to do a paramotor podcast with guests. I like the format of doing the live stream. I think maybe some live streams with other people could be in the future for sure. But podcasts are super fun. Oh yeah, the class. This would be the ukulele, small and easier to play. Yeah, I have a ukulele. I play guitar, and I want a guitar. I just couldn't bring the electric guitar and the amp in the van. It just didn't make practical sense. Yeah, so like as instructors, we used to be like, oh yeah, the daily thermal cycle. There'd be this thermal going up and up, and then you get these updrafts. Yeah, and then the air kind of comes in, and you'd basically just draw, another phallus on the board. Oh, Jacques in the chat. What's up? What's up, dude? I'm a righty, Michael, for the guitar. I have not seen the Lava Me guitars. Micah says, can we see other variations of your guitar? No, I'm done. I miss you too, Jacques. It would be cool if you came out here and we hung out and flew paramotors, perhaps. I'll probably see you at Salton Sea, for sure. I know you'll be there. But yeah. There is I don't know if you guys can hear the dirt bikes in the background. There's a dirt bike track right next door, and it's been pretty quiet for some reason this day. Wednesday, a bunch of like 12-year-olds are out there on like little 80cc's, and they're just like me, and it's really annoying, and it sounds like there's some kind of sick two-stroke race going on, and you go over there and they're just going slow, and it's kind of funny, but it's annoying. Carbon fiber with an internal amp and effect controller. That seems super cool. I like the idea of the backpacker because it's so small, and I can throw it around, and it's light, and it's fine to be dinged up, and it's like 200 and something. Like it's not a really expensive instrument. Not that you don't care about it, but it's not like, oh, this super like nice thing. You're just like, yeah, that's going on the bed in the corner, and it's fine, and you can play it. Yeah. But skydiving tomorrow should be amazing. I think everyone's really gonna like the next two videos. We have Crestline Kooks Part 2, which I'm working on. I've been working on all day basically. 12-year-olds on 400cc dirt bikes is a sight I cannot imagine. They can't even touch the ground. These kids are so good. The skydive video is going to be amazing. Crestline Kooks Part 2 is going to be a similar vibe in a different fashion. That's it. I'm going to shut this down relatively soon. So, this is your last chance to ask questions or concerns. Voice your gripes. Let me know what's going on. Kooks on one. Oh, dude, we should give the Kooks the one wheels. I'm co-starring in the next Mission Impossible, right? I wish. I'm no actor. Who saw Top Gun? That was so good. It was so good. The camera shots, amazing. Well, I think I'm going to go do the team fly. Yeah, Top Gun was rad. It was the right way to do a sequel to that movie. I think I'm going to go do this this podcast with Jason, and I'll post that on YouTube, not as a video, but as a... Joe King says, read my earlier chat. Let me scroll up. Do you miss Lake Wales? I don't see, there's so many in here. I can't find it, dude. I'm sorry. I'll tell Jason hi. Thank you. But yeah, I'll post that on YouTube as a post so you all can watch. He deserves it. There's so many comments. Dude, just retype it, honestly. Am I making it to the Pacific Northwest to fly? I would like to, possibly. I'll be going to Montana this summer. I'm going to make my way up the coast to Northern California and then Montana after this adventure. So probably somewhere. I'm really excited to see the redwoods, the great redwoods. But yeah, I hope you guys like the live streams. I'll try to pop one in every Thursday. Has Jason fed me any hippie food? No, but he did try to eat Bruce's poop last night. I'm kidding. I just have a clip of him with the bag of poop. When's Pete coming out to visit? Whenever Pete comes out to visit, he comes out to visit. But Derek, if you wanna get Pete and go out here with him, that'd be cool. You guys should come out. I love you too, Jillian. We're gonna shut this down now. Bye-bye. And I'll tell Jason, hello, chap. Okay, bye.